What is up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about something very interesting. I know a lot of people told me not to make a video on this, don't give it any attention, and blah, 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 but I'm an adult, and I definitely wanted to talk about this because I find it very interesting. So I've learned about, the various, different qualms and things of Germany, the good, the bad, the ugly. That's what I cover here on this channel. The good, the bad, the ugly. I know I always praise the language, the people. Obviously, we know about the history of Germany. It's pretty bad. And, well, some of it's pretty horrible. Some of it's pretty interesting, But all in all, I wanted to dive into internet pop culture, and that's where I stumbled across this interesting little fiasco. So let me tell you a little story time. So story time. First off, I am obsessed with Germany's castles. I am obsessed. I just didn't realize you guys had a dragon in Germany, and that man goes by Drachenlord. Yes, we're going to be opening up this can of worms. For those who don't know who Drachenlord is, from all the documentaries I've seen, he's a very interesting individual, right? Now, I'm going to give you my story, and then I'm going to talk about what my thoughts and feelings are on this, because it's very interesting. So, Drachenlord is a YouTuber from Germany. I mean, there's nothing special about the dude, to be honest. He's just some regular guy in Germany that just lives in this little ass village. But he has notoriously been known, across the entire interweb for doxing himself. He dropped his address, and he challenged a very toxic community to basically come for him. And he has been terrorized ever since. Now, he feeds into it by kind of responding to every amount of hate that is thrown his way. So it's kind of a thing where the internet kind of banded together, kind of like a Chris Chan sort of situation, and to attack, Drachenlord. So I know people I talk to about, like I talk to my friends about this. I'm like, man, like there's this one dude in Germany that gets completely dunked on, like on a regular. Like it's a really big dude. Like the dude is huge. He looks like Bowser, right? He's like the German Bowser, and he gets completely dunked on. And at first I feel like it was like platonic, like the community was just being like lightly trolly, whatever. And then it kind of got out of hand. Like people literally show up to this man's house and throw like explosive fireworks in there and stuff like that. They break them with rocks. I'm surprised, honestly, they didn't take this man out of existence, because with doxing yourself, refusing to move, and still staying in the same place, I mean, at least here, dude would already be in the clouds, or he would have already sent some people to the clouds, if you get what I'm getting at. I wanted to understand why people hate him so much, and I know that there's this thing too, and trust me, I'm fully aware of everything. People are like, oh, congratulations, you've entered the Drachen game. Just like to let y'all know, I beat that twice, 3 times actually, and that's where the story time comes in. Story time. So for those that don't know what the Drachen game is, it's basically called the Dragon game. If you say anything positive about Drachenlord or whatever, that entire community swarms you like wasps attacking people who have triggered a wasp's nest, a little bit. It's kind of a ironic thing. They want everybody to hate on this dude. It's kind of like an internet sort of spiel. But I honestly don't really care too much about that. I just want to know where that amount of hate comes from, because normally, like a lot of people, you have to do some pretty intense stuff to get to that point. And I feel like Drachenlord's situation was a situation where he poked a toxic community so much that they showed him like the most potent, intense amount of trolling I have literally ever seen. It's almost impressive how far they took it. It's definitely sad when you look at how intense that is. It doesn't matter what he does, like he gets like completely bombarded with a bunch of hate. And I know like there's this whole era of bone clinks and stuff like that, and how he was doing the back and forth with Drachenlord and blah blah blah. And Drachenlord has like his whole Drachen game series on his channel. It's almost like a content cop, but like ironically, like anybody he talks about, people come for and stuff like that. I'm not sure if people realize this about myself, but I don't give 4 fucks. I really don't. Like, if anything, I get more views. If you've seen the views of my channel, they're not like the highest. I mean, I like where they are right now, but if y'all want to try to flood my videos with more views, it's lit. You know what I'm saying? Now, Now, as far as like, you know, the story goes, right? My encounter was interesting. I'm gonna get into that finally. One day, because I do a lot of German meme reactions and stuff like that, You Looked Exa dropped a meme compilation. It wasn't even a meme. It wasn't a meme compilation. It was a troll video, but I didn't realize it was a troll video of a YouTuber from Germany reacting to a house tour, right? And he took the face cam of this German YouTuber, put it on the corner, and it was actually Drachenlord's house. So, like, I'd been at a point where I could understand most of the German dude was speaking, and I think the guy was talking about how nice the house was looking and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, this house looked like a pigsty. It looked nasty as hell. Like, what the hell going on here? Like, it looks like a barn. Like, it looked like the dude did not know that. Like, listen, there's language barriers all over the world, but it seemed like the one thing Drachenlord did not understand, no matter what language he speaks, right? He does not understand the word cleaning, like clean, you know, because that house was absolutely horrific, and I feel like it's only gotten dirtier over the years. People in my community have told me to react to videos of Drachenlord and all this other stuff and blah blah. I'm not gonna do that just because I'm too lazy. Otherwise I would do it. And of course there's some wild stuff that man has done, like to keep this video in the green zone. This man has dabbled in the plus 18 section of the internet. If you go on the pub, I'm gonna say the pub, y'all know what I'm talking about. This man's done things. All right, he's done things. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I reacted to this video, right? I reacted to the You Looked Exa video, and you know, I thought nothing of it. So of course I make my thumbnails pretty easy. I make very low effort videos. So I posted a video of, it was like my face doing a little like, and then like Drachenlord's face in the video, so people know that I'm reacting to Drachenlord. Well, that whole week I was premiering videos, and normally I have about 3 to 10 people waiting to watch a video if I premiere it, you know? Well, this time I had 500 people waiting to watch this video, and I'm like, interesting. So I looked at it and I saw like it was a bunch of like of his community, like super toxic, and I'm like, man, let the games begin. Because I feel like what people were telling me is every time people talked about Drachenlord and stuff, the entire community would get on anybody who talked about him, and then the person would literally not want to make videos anymore because they just, you know, they're like, dang, too much hate, blah blah blah. Listen, y'all, listen, I literally won't stop. I'm relentless. I am relentless. If anything, I post videos all the time, so the more eyes that are on my videos, the better. I'm an unstoppable force, you know. So I posted this video. Well, I watched the video post, and the video went from having 500 viewers to like, what was it? Like, I think 3,000 viewers, 3,000 people were watching this one video, right? And I'm like, dang, this is insane. I was hyped. Yeah, people were saying all kind of racial slurs and stuff like that in the chat, and I didn't care about that. I was more excited, like, I had a lot of people watching me, and I'm like, this is intense. So, of course, I'm like, you know, kind of trolling back. I'm like, oh guys, like can you guys be chill, you know, like stuff like that. And then they kept going and kept going, and I'm like, cool, well, let me tell you this, they ran my views up, because they ran my views up so high, YouTube told me they were going to triple my ad revenue. And I'm like, really? Dang. All right, well, we can keep doing this. So that in turn is how I beat the Drachen game. Because listen, if you're making me a bag, if you are making me a bag, and all you got to do to make me a bag is watch any of my videos, any of them. If you watch, it doesn't matter what you comment, doesn't matter what you say, doesn't matter what you do, you're making me money. And I think that's insane. Like, I'm like, damn, like, that's and it's interesting because you look at how 6ix9ine is, you look at how XXXTentacion was before his community liked him and stuff like that, and everybody was like spreading a lot of hate to him while he was like alive and everything. People played off of the emotions of a toxic side of people to get more attention. People literally watched these individuals, ran their views up just because they hated them that much. And in my opinion, I think it's genius. It's absolutely genius. 6ix9ine gets what, like a half a billion views on a video just because of the hate, and I'm like, that's insane. That's pretty insane. Now, this all goes back to what I was initially talking about, bringing up Drachenlord. Why am I bringing him up, right? Well, I just genuinely still to this day don't understand why people go that hard to troll one person, right? if we're being adults, right? I mean, there's literally grown men that will travel to Drachenlord's house and throw objects in it and whatever. And, you know, for as many law-abiding citizens as there are, I just find it very interesting because I was talking to my community about this on stream at twitch.tv/JamesBraygang. If you guys want to go follow me on Twitch, I'll drop it in. Links in the description down below. You guys should totally come and watch me live. But I thought it was interesting because in America, if Drachenlord lived here, half of those little people that showed up at his house would be sent to the heavens. You know, if you know what I'm saying, because you're allowed to carry here, and you're allowed to put people in the clouds with, you know, various entities, without me getting into too much detail, and vice versa. Actually, people are also able to conceal, you know, carry in certain states and own different Waffen here. I'm gonna say Waffen because they ain't gonna pick it up on the English side of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dang, like imagine that. Imagine if he lived out here and people were trying to do that. Somebody would be sent to the clouds. It would either be him or it would either be his community. And I'm like, dang. And then of course I saw the amount of people who are getting thrown in jail over this, because it got to the point where it was getting very deadly. Like people were like doing some wild stuff. Now, it's very irresponsible on his side because he knows this about the community and he continues to tap into it. But like another YouTuber said, I think the guy was from, his name, Count Dankula is the dude's name. Cool dude. By the way, go watch his videos if you haven't. He was basically saying that's pretty much how he built his community, so he has to keep it going so he can make money, right? Like if you make money off of hate and then all of a sudden people like you and your views drop, you might need to stir the hate back up to get more money. That's literally what he does to make his money. So I guess it does make sense in that he keeps triggering that community, but it also still doesn't make sense that people are willing to go out of their way to vandalize, destroy, burn down damn near a whole village off of just one individual. And, you know, if you guys can explain in the comments down below why that is, I would just like to be enlightened. I remember Kevin Volter tried to make a weight loss plan for Drachenlord, and apparently the community entered Kevin Volter in the Drachen game, and Kevin Volter was so insecure about his video that he took his videos down. I'm like, no, leave it up. I actually have a video. I'll let you guys know there's not a community more toxic than the one I accidentally started on a different video, and it has nothing to do with Drachenlord's community. I made a video on George Floyd. It was called George Floyd Gaming. Now I'm not gonna lie, that is low-key kind of funny, but it was also like very tasteless, so I was making a video about that, and I think I triggered that community, so people were ironically calling me like, you know, just not for people of my own color, basically. And it has a lot of dislikes, very few likes, but I like that shit. Like, yo, run my likes up, run my dislikes up. I don't care. I don't care. I like watching the channel go through different waves and stuff like that. So all in all, just wanted to talk about it because I feel like people were like, oh, James, don't talk about this. Also, last thing I'm going to touch on, because this video is all over the place, Bone Clinks. Let's talk about Bone Clinks. Bone Clinks basically tapped into a wasp's nest. He got big on doing German reaction content like 4 years ago. Then he stumbled across Drachenlord, and this is when Drachenlord was much smaller. Right now, obviously there was some back and forth, and I think what you guys genuinely don't understand about people here in America is we don't give four fucks. We don't care. We don't give a fuck. Like, it doesn't matter how toxic you say your community is. I challenged, actually, that community. I told that community, it doesn't matter how toxic Drachenlord's community is. Leafy is Here's community is the most toxic community on the internet as far as how toxic they are for him. Imagine Drachenlord's community actually caring about Drachenlord. That would be a powerful community. Leafy is Here's community is basically Drachenlord's community if they supported Drachenlord. So Leafy is Here is community would go out and attack other communities and stuff like that because they looked at Leafy as their like supreme leader, It was pretty crazy. So I've seen stuff like that before, and I'm like, yeah, that's not scary. None of it's scary. It's just interesting to see, you know? So anyways, the Bone Clinks basically was told not to make videos on Drachenlord, made them anyways, got tons of views. I think like hundreds of thousands, sometimes even millions of views. Obviously lots of dislikes, lots of likes, whatever. That man got partnered on Twitch fast as hell. The man made a lot of money from YouTube. He took, I think, his videos down because he did let the dislikes get to him and stuff like that. But I don't know. I thought it was pretty interesting. I'm like, I would say leave the videos up, man. Leave the video up. Like, I'm not going to take any of my videos down. I never do. Unless, the only time I'll take my video down is if I just don't feel like the video is relevant to anything, or if I post a video and for some reason like YouTube doesn't promote it, you know, like if I posted a video one time and it got like 3 views after an hour, and YouTube told me like, bro, just, you know, you might want to just take it down and we'll just work on promoting it later because our systems are kind of messed up right now. So I genuinely don't care. Interesting dude. I looked through his catalog of music. He has this one song, skirt skirt in my audio, skirt skirt. It's crazy man. I was surprised that the dude kind of was on beat too. I'm like, this song low key kind of slap. Drachenlord making bangers now. You might need to react to some of that. But all to say, yeah, very interesting character that you guys got there in Germany. The only dragon to ever exist in Germany and survive this long. And in fact, I feel like as the years have gone by, he's built a pretty massive community, and they're incredibly toxic. And they haven't. I think they've chilled out now because the law got involved. You know, like the actual government got involved, so they had to kind of chill out. But I don't know. This video is all over the place. Just wanted to make the video titled Drachenlord, get some people clicking on this video. Run those likes up. If you guys want to dislike the video, dislike the fuck out of the video too. I don't really care. I just want to get some answers in the comments. In the midst of the trolls and stuff, if you guys feel like it, please let me know why people hate on Drachenlord so much, and why he continues to do that to himself. It just makes... I think he does it to himself so he can make more money. That's what I think. Because if I was in his position and that's how I got my views, I would continue getting my views like that. But I just feel like it's dumb for him to dox himself, stay in the same spot, and expect nothing to happen. It's like incredibly dangerous, especially if you're in America. Because if you test people here, don't test people here, is what I'm saying. Don't. If you try to get a fast pass to meeting God, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the fastest way to get ejected from the life game, okay? Don't do it. Well, anyways, Drachenlord. What an interesting situation. I think the only other community I think that's pretty much, there's 3 communities that are pretty bad. You got Drachenlord's community that's known worldwide. You have, Maximilian Muss. He's gonna come back, and that dude is very toxic, very, very, very toxic. If you don't know who he is, he's the oh yeah guy. Very fucking toxic as well. And then last person is who is the last person? The last person is Leafy is here, and he's no longer on YouTube because that dude went a little too far with his community. You know what I'm saying? Way too far. So genuinely curious who this individual is, why people hate him so much, and if you guys can fill me in, that would be great. Now, I'm going to end this video off with a time-lapse sketch of me drawing Drachenlord. Y'all let me know how you feel it is in the comments down below. I made him slimmer than what he actually is, so bear with me. And that's about it. See ya. Welcome to the speed sketch of Drachenlord. I have a TikTok. You guys should totally go follow it, spam it up. It's called Prada James. Also, I'll try to link it in the description down below so you guys can go follow me over there. But yeah, decided to draw Drachenlord as like I don't know, not really a samurai, but he's always wielding some weird stuff. I mean, he like dual wields like these metal pipe things or whatever. So decided to give him a sword on his side, as you guys can kind of see there. And inked it, colored it in pencil, so it wasn't even, you know, super crazy or whatever. But metal, Leute. What's that? Metal, Leute. So it's like metal. I think he's into metal music or something like that. So boom, thought that was pretty cool. But if you don't like it, that's still cool. Just please like, comment, or dislike, comment. Just engagement would be nice. Bye, guys.